Hey crew, what's up? It's Dr.J. I just finished 18.3 and I feel like crap. Just a little warning on this one. It's sneaky. It really jumps up on you real quick. And so there's going to be some strategery that goes on here to ensure that you maximize your reps and you don't get surprised. So we'll get right into it.
Hey crew, we are back here. It's CrossFit Open 18.3. We're going to do 6 keys to maximize your capacity. What a, we watched it yesterday. Some of the elite athletes just, the second round, they made it look a little bit easier, but even some of these elite masters were just getting chewed up a little bit there. And I found out why very quickly, and it's a beast of a workout, but hopefully we enjoy it. We'll get into the strategy behind it. First of all, you're welcome. All right, so the links to what we've done with the muscle up about 2 or 3 weeks ago and the double under about a week ago, or maybe it was 3 or 4 days ago, those are in the blog post. So if you need some help with your muscle ups, if you need some help with your double unders, go ahead and just click on those. Always want to be getting out free information. Love you guys' comments on social media, your questions, your shares, your frustrations. Yeah, we'll get into that here in just a moment because there's been quite a few people who haven't necessarily liked this workout. So we'll get into the keys. Here's key number 1, know thyself. Okay, know who you are. Don't try and fool yourself with this. Realize this is going to be a skill workout, and they did it on purpose. The first one was for the cardio junkie. The second one was for the shorter, compact athlete that's really strong, that can move some weight. And then this one is just for someone who's very skilled. Okay, and so if we look at kind of the two people that permeate throughout most gyms, there's going to be people who love to do the cardio, and there's going to be people who love to do the big heavy weight. And you can kind of dibble and dabble in each side, and it doesn't really bother you too much. So, the first workout and the second workout, not too many people were crying too loudly. When you get into skill, which involves gymnastics, which involves the baseline components of human movement and understanding, and being able to progress that to some advanced skill, we hear a lot of noise. So, you know what? Just look at this workout as 14 minutes to get better at something. I know there's a lot of competitive nature and a lot of people, and that's okay. We'll talk about this a little bit later as well, but I just want to touch on it. Don't freak out. Don't quit on the open. I mean, that's kind of weak sauce, really. What you need to do is kind of say, hey, they're challenging me to get better at something. And if I have this movement, but I don't have that one, guess what? I'm going to have a lot of time to start working with this and making the steps necessary to improve as a human. Okay, as a human being. Oh, well, does it make me a better person? Yeah, I think it does. If you accomplish things, you're happy. And when you're happy, you're nicer to people, and then better things happen in your life. So take this opportunity to get better as a human, maybe on the physical realm, but we can't neglect that goes elsewhere. Where is your deficit? Just same thing. Just kind of find it, accept it, and start to work on it. This is a get better workout. And if you approach it well, you'll get better. You're not going to score phenomenally. It might screw up your whole open. Big deal. It's not about you going to the games. It's about getting data and understanding where the next year of training needs to focus on. Because if you're just doing the stuff that you're good at, I guess it is good for you, but you're kind of hiding from things that can just help you understand how awesome you can be. So get better at this workout. Key number 2, have a few plans. All right, have a few plans. Surprise, get ready to be surprised, and we'll go through some of these videos because I'm like, oh, I'm gonna crush this. This is gonna be awesome. I'm good because I'm pretty skilled. I enjoy overhead squats. In fact, I wish there was about 150 overhead squats in this workout. I would have done a heck of a lot better. But the fact of the matter is, I got surprised at how things just kind of stacked up real quickly. And then after watching the workouts last night, it makes a little bit more sense. We'll look at this one right here. This is me finishing the overhead squat right at the beginning. I'm going to go over to my rope, and I'm just going to be shocked at how tired my quads are. I can barely jump. I barely get any lift. I'll miss my first one here, my second one, whatever it is. It was just like I had no chance. I didn't panic. I got into it, but I was like, whoa. You don't see it on my face, but I'm thinking, wow, this workout's getting real, and it's getting real really fast. So make sure you have some plans as far as, hey, how am I going to break things up? How am I going to, attack certain things so that this first round that you do it, it's not necessarily a, oh my gosh, I got flustered and then I couldn't do anything. You have some of those plans to kind of work through so that you can gather your data, definitely get better on your next attempt, but don't panic when things don't go quite as expected. Excuse me, here's another one. I just finished those double unders, and I was thinking, hey, I'm pretty good with muscle ups. I'm not fantastic with them, but they're not something that is too difficult for me. I have about 12 in a row unbroken, so I'm thinking, yeah, I'm a little tired. I'm going to try and maybe hit up 5, 6, 7, maybe even something a little bit more. Do my first one, get up there. Yeah, that feels pretty good. Go into my second one. Wow, that got a little bit harder. Go into my third one. Yeah, I had to really kind of work for that. And then I'm thinking, ooh, my shoulder, maybe, nope, I'm done. So it was, it was something that was a little bit surprising for me there. Now, it's a shoulder workout, and we'll talk about that a little bit later. So you have to realize that. You might have to game the first round, but don't be surprised if it doesn't quite go as well as you think it does, because your arms, your shoulders are just shot as you go through this. Now, we'll get into this and say everything matters. It's a shoulder workout, and your pace is going to be very, very important, as well as all of these little tiny things. What I would say in terms of pace, if you know that you're going to get caught up a little bit on the muscle ups, you're going to have to take that a little bit slow. I only got 3 on my first one. I would say, hey, don't even do 100 unbroken double unders on the first round. Don't do unbroken overhead squat on your first, attempt through here, and see what that yields you. Because what I really would have liked is to maybe take some short strategic rest early on in those double unders, so that I could be able to, hit these ring muscle ups real quickly. I went into the bar muscle ups and I hit 3, 3, 2, and then 4 relatively quick singles. So the bar wasn't hard, but I was just shocked, because you have to stabilize and dynamically stabilize with those rings, how fatigued my system was. It was very shocking there. So think about your rope length and your rope type. I know we've talked about that, but here I kind of looked at my film like, dang, my arms are way the heck away from my body. What's going on with that? And I went back and kind of looked at my rope length, and I realized that my rope length was just way too long. If you don't know what your rope length should be, it should be, if you step on your rope with one foot and then pull the ropes tight kind of up by your armpits, the tops of the rope should be somewhere around your armpit level, and mine was way too long. So afterwards I shortened that up, did some, I could hold my hands. You see how far out they are, how long that radial movement of the rope is going to be, or the circumference of, the radius of the circle that you're making with the rope. The longer that is, the longer it takes, the higher you have to jump, the more you have to work your shoulders. So just make sure your rope type and your rope length are good there. And by type, I mean, this is something that it's a little frustrating, because you think, there are some ropes out there where you can spin really fast. They have ball bearings. They have all this technology. And it's like, hey, does that kind of shorten or ease the range of motion? Isn't that kind of a standard? Well, I guess not. They're not going to say it. So if you have a rope, or if you can get your hands on a rope that spins really easy, it is going to make a pretty big difference here in terms of your overall capacity. So even though I think we should all use a standardized rope, kind of like we all have to use a standardized rower, that's not the case. So go ahead and game that. Find the best rope that you possibly can, so that you don't fatigue your shoulders as much as everyone else, and you're able to have a competitive advantage, because it's legal. Overhead squat grip, the width there, hey, pay attention to that. A wider grip is going to gash your shoulders more, and this is a shoulder workout. Like I said at the end, it's not just a double under workout. Yeah, the double unders will gash your shoulders, but it's a shoulder workout. So the better your pacing, the better you kind of can lock things out, maybe with that overhead squat. Like we say there, the next thing is the strategic breaks. Make sure you're paying attention to what your shoulders are telling you, because you don't want to get caught up on a movement where you're just resting way too much. Shoes, I went and kind of did some running shoes. I wanted to think, hey, maybe these will be lighter. They'll have a little bit more cushion. My legs will feel better. My calves won't get as tired, and I'll be able to retest. And maybe the retest, maybe it did save me. I was able to collect data without kind of thrashing my calves. But I think that was a mistake. It just if you work out or if you run a lot, you do double unders in a shoe that's a little bit different, and you're okay to overhead squat with that, go ahead. For me, it didn't pan out, but sometimes, hey, first try, first go, you might as well give it a whirl, see what happens there. But for me, I'm going to go to the shorter rope. I'm going to go to my regular shoes, so the double unders just feel a little bit better, feel a little bit quicker, and the overhead squat doesn't gas my shoulders as much because I'm in a shoe that I've done a lot of volume in. So realize, hey, everything matters. It might not work out 100% perfect, but look at your rope length, the rope type, your overhead squat grip, strategic breaks, as well as the footwear that you decide on, and realize it's not just about the double unders, it's everything filtering into your shoulders. Wide hands, got to get rid of that. Don't panic. Just keep moving, all right? That's key number 4. At some point in time, this is just going to suck. My shirt's off. I mean, I can't wait to hear from some of you just about how awful this feels. If you have some of these skills and you have to press into them, man, it is just nasty. So we'll look at this and we'll listen to this. I'm about ready to start here, and I'll miss this, and someone will yell something at me. Hey, even if someone is mean to you, just get right back into it. Take your time, take a deep breath so that you can get back into your rhythm and realize, hey, it's a longer workout. The more you get flustered, the more, that you just kind of screw things up. So, hey, even if somebody calls you a nerd, just take your deep breath in, keep your focus, and get into your rhythm again. It's going to happen. And especially for some of you who struggle with the double unders, it's going to happen often. Just don't panic. Just go ahead and continue working to find that rhythm, the breathing, those things that we highlighted in the double under video. The key number 5, adjust your attitude accordingly. Like we said, CrossFit is your non-discriminate best friend, all right? It's your non-biased best friend. It's going to keep punching you in the face with where you suck until you stop sucking there, okay? And I wish I could use different terminology. I wish I didn't have to hurt people's feelings, but that's why I love CrossFit. It's never going to lie to me about where I need to work. And for some people that are out there, this is dumb, this is going to hurt people's calves, this is going to hurt people's shoulders and blah, blah, blah. It's only going to hurt your calves and it's only going to hurt your shoulders if you go about it in a poor way. Like we say, if you work on the skill and you figure this out and you're doing it not just by efforting harder, but by starting to learn the skills and the things that filter into the skills, your calves will be fine. Your shoulders will be fine. If you're sitting there trying to do 47 muscle up attempts, I told someone in the office this morning, hey, no more than 2 in a row before you go back to your skill. You can spend 8 minutes trying to do a muscle up, but if it's the fact that you can't float, from your kip, or if it's you're kind of just not very good with that transition, don't think, oh, I'm gonna just effort this. No, take 2 attempts, have someone, your judge, tell you, hey, you're not getting enough height, and then just kind of work some lift pulls there to try and feel that weightlessness, or your judge is telling you, or your coach is telling you, hey, you're not getting a transition. Have something set up where you can walk over and do a couple of transitions, take some rest, take a couple of deep breaths, feel fine, feel great with that. So each attempt that you do is not just a guess and a prayer that you might get a muscle up. It's more of something, hey, got some data, did some work, came back to it in a competitive setting. And if you do that, you have a much higher likelihood of getting your first muscle up or getting some more muscle ups. Now, the next one, it's a benchmark. So yeah, if you suck now, that's okay. That's a benchmark, and you already know with the videos that we've put out exactly what to do. It's just a matter of putting your mind to it and actually taking that slow, methodical process forward. And 6 months from now, 4 months from now, 9 months from now, next year, if it's a retest, you'll be able to look at that and, just continue to, get better with it. And that's only true if you progress with a chip on your shoulder attitude. It's not oh, woe is me, or screw them for doing this. No, say, you know what? They really called me out on this. And they really called me out, and they're 100% right that I need to develop this skill, and I need to quit avoiding it. I need to quit hiding from it. And I'm not just going to try. I'm going to dominate this because I got a chip on my shoulder. And until I do that, hey, muscle ups they got me. And I don't want anything to have me. Double unders, they got me. Nope. They don't got me anymore. And that's how I want you to kind of think about this. Adjust your attitude to not say, oh, poor me, screw this, the open's all jacked up now. It's more, all right, from here on out, I know next year or 6 months from now, I'm not going to have this feeling. It needs to be a motivational thing for you, and that's a really important thing. The last thing is test early so you can retest late. I think, before on that last one, I think the best way to do it was testing 3 times, on 18.2 and 2A. With this one, I don't know about that. I think you might fatigue your shoulders too much. But if you got an early test in, like you did it last night or sometime today, I would wait until kind of mid-afternoon or, early afternoon on Monday so you have the opportunity to retest after your body's adapted, after your body's healed up, your calves feel better, your shoulders feel better, whatever it is. And you've had a little bit of time maybe to kind of work on some of the skill development because it is skill with this workout. So with the retest, just think, hey, if you get it in early, you'll be able to do this a little bit later, and your tissues will have that 2 or 3 days to adapt. And even if it's 2 days, I still encourage you to retest to improve upon those skills. Guys, I hope this helped. Stay connected. Hey, hpcmovemob.com, that's where you're at right now. If you look, I think above at the top of the site, or if you go into kind of the drop down, you'll be able to follow us, provide your email. You'll get all this information right away so it can benefit you very quickly. If you want to look at us up on Instagram, go ahead and follow me there at HPC Dr. J, as well as on Facebook at healthandperformancecenter.com or at Health and Performance Center. But we do more than just CrossFit. We do more than just the open. We take care of people's spines, headaches, low back pain, plantar fasciitis, all these things. This open is the time when we just get really excited. So if you have some of those aches and pains, don't hesitate to look us up. Get into the office for an evaluation. So some of these videos will have a little bit more context, so we can point you in the right direction and validate and clarify where you need to go. Good luck. Hopefully 18.3 goes well, and we'll be back soon with the 18.3 retest hack.